DuckTales, Season 1, Episode 5 or 6, depending on how you want to count it. Terror of the Terra-firmians.
This is our first episode based mostly on Huey.
Yes, and we're starting to actually see more actual evidence of differentiation. We get hints and we kind of see, okay, well, he's kind of like this and he's kind of like that, but
this is something that shows what really makes them different.
Yes. Huey is he is a junior woodchuck scout to the hilt.
Yeah, he's the most like their original depiction, but still very different in that he is always the smartest duck in the room, unless you put him in the same room as Gyro Gearlers.
And even then, he might have more common sense.
Yeah. So we open with the triplets, Ms. Beakley, Launchpad, and Lena all exiting a movie.
Yeah. To which Launchpad is completely and utterly, terrified of everything.
Yeah, he is in the most paranoid state he's been, honestly, ever. I don't think he has been that paranoid in his previous incarnation.
No, the original, he was goofy, but he wasn't, he wasn't sort of. I think this version is a little more, his low intelligence level is a little more exaggerated in this one.
Yeah,
his gullibility is a little more exaggerated in this version of Launchpad. He's still funny, but he's
I love the fact that Launchpad has barely changed from how he used to be, and that the one change is just to make him funnier.
Well, you see, all those crashes kind of gave him brain damage.
That's true, and he crashes every time he gets in a vehicle, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never crashed a train before. How about you don't crash it?
Not crash?
Not crash.
Is he learning how to say crash?
You said try not to crash.
Well, that's good advice, Jack.
Try not to crash.
That's some good advice.
All right. See, so they have Lena with them.
And Beakley and Lena do not get along.
Yeah. Beakley sort of suspects what, she's just like, you're a bad influence. It's like, and as soon as we're done with this. But, yeah, she's which,
she's kind of...
She turns out to be, from what we already know from the last episode, that Lena she is up to no good at the moment. She might change her ways. She might, backpedal on what she's doing, which I imagine she will, given the type of show this is. But she is, in fact, malicious.
End up transported back in time.
Yeah.
She won't, don't worry.
But yeah, they're like Huey's, Webby in the whole thing. Most of this episode is just Huey and Webby having an argument whether Terra-firmians exist, and
because
Huey's trying to
Huey
explain.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, Huey's just trying to explain everything scientifically by the very comprehensive.
If it's not in the Junior Woodchuck Guidebook, it doesn't exist. Anything that's not already there, I add myself.
Which is kind of an interesting thing when you think about the supernatural. It's like, Well, it's only supernatural until we define it and catalog it and, gather evidence of its existence, and then it becomes natural. So there is no supernatural. We either have evidence for it and it exists, or it
Well,
isn't.
we don't.
I bet Twilight Sparkle would love Huey.
He carries a book with him
We get
everywhere
into so many discussions.
and gathers information, valuable
They would
information.
probably have a research party. Ooh, that's a good idea.
It's like, what do you want? To go through and examine every single rock down here? Actually, that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which he picks up a piece of shale and it's like, he's like, oh, shale. It's like, really?
Did you guys help me pick this up? Why don't
Yeah.
you ask your best friend, the Woodchuck Handbook? Oh, good idea. Okay, that's how you lift it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I would have thought the guidebook shale. If I could be wrong. It's been a long time, but if that Enterprise episode was right, and shale is sort of fickle and will break on you.
Yeah, shale I think is very Don't pick out enough now.
It doesn't. It's very it's very breakable. You can compress it all you want, but if you want to try and put any sort of leveraging, breaking stress on it, you could probably break it, relatively easily. Just
That's why he had to look up how to lift it so he didn't break it.
well, I mean, it's still shale. You could have broken it and taken a smaller sample.
I have a problem with the Junior Woodchuck guidebook. That is not alphabetical.
Well, you gotta think he's also adding in other things. So
Pterodactyls do not start with T. Pterodactyls,
no, they start with cucumber sandwiches.
huh?
No, they start with cucumber sandwiches.
Then pterodactyls, then terra-firmians.
Yeah, so pterodactyls don't start with T. So that does not work. That is not alphabetical.
Maybe it's in Japanese, and so it goes the other way around. It starts from the other end.
He made his.
I'm being, yeah. Anyway, let's see.
Unraveling.
So they get down there. They get down in there and do all that, and Launchpad suspects Dewey is a mole monster, which
Dewey
leads to
is a
some,
mole monster.
and Launchpad is seemingly convinced by him that he is himself a mole monster, and that thus mole monsters aren't bad, and therefore he's like, oh yeah, okay. And he spends the rest of the episode, yeah, I could deal with it down here, yeah.
It's I can totally get used to this. Man, I love being a mole monster.
Yeah.
Launchpad, you're not a mole monster. Oh, okay.
Not?
I love how you. Oh, okay. No questioning it. No. Wait, I'm not. It's just I'm not. Oh, okay.
Okay.
He is a duck that is easily swayed.
He is.
Let's see. We actually get the Terra-firmians actually start to appear. And
Yes.
we find out later that they have the exact same sort of legend about the surface ducks that they have about
The build creatures that live above the surface.
He must be their prince.
He must be their prince.
Yeah, it's just,
And you have to see his rebel forces.
And so the red one of the Terra-firmian triplets and Huey both step forward, reach out, and touch one another. And it's a magical moment. And he's like, you see? Now, oh, you don't. Oh. And now it's in the wood. It's in the guidebook. It officially exists. It is now fact.
Of the voice of the girl Terra-firmian, I'm pretty sure was the one who voiced. I know she's voiced other things, but the one I think of right now was Nefertiti in Mummies Alive. I think
good show.
Also one of
Cree
the mummies
Summer.
Yeah.
The
Cree Summer is that's that is definitely Cree Summer. She's really good.
Yeah, she is. That's her name. Yes. Myra. That's it. That's the other one. Wasn't she Elmira?
Yes, she was.
Yeah, she is known for playing Winifred Freddie Brooks on NBC's sitcom A Different World. Animation Summer's original voice of Penny in the 83 cartoon Inspector Gadget. She also voiced Elmira Duff in Tiny Toon Adventures and Pinky Elmira in the Brain. Susie Carmichael in Rugrats and All Grown Up. Number 5 in Codename Kids Next Door. Cleo the Poodle in Clifford the Big Red Dog. Princess Kida in the franchise of Atlantis the Lost Empire. Valerie Gray in Danny Phantom. Raina Cartflight in The Buzz on Maggie. Beast Girl in Teen Titans Go. Priscilla Skunk in Sheriff Callie's Wild West. Maxine Max Gibson in Batman Beyond. Foxy Love in Drawn Together. Magma in X-Men Legends. Yvonne and Gordon in Mrs. Munger's Class. Nebula in Guardians of the Galaxy. And Witch Hagar in Voltron Legendary Defender.
Yes.
But
yeah,
as well as various other bit parts.
Yeah, she's got she's got one that goes all the way from her animated film roles go all the way from 84 to 2015.
Yeah.
And her animated series roles go from 83 all the way. It just keeps going.
She's also got some video game work under
2018
under her belt, because she also voices Executor Celendis in StarCraft 2.
Yeah.
Don't you love how you hear one line and you're like, I know who that is.
I am like that with a lot of actors. Some of the better actors that I know of are ones who have been able to fool my ears.
Like, anyway. That's happened to me so many times. I'm just like, I know who that is.
Yeah, it's like I hear a word and it's like, that's that person. I don't know their name, but I know the other characters they are.
No, there was one time my sister and my dad and I think my nephew were all sitting watching a movie and on the telly in the front room. And I come out and I'm like, dude, that's Rob Paulson.
Yeah.
And it's like, who? I'm like, I do not know what this movie is, but I can tell you what it is in 5 seconds. And I go into his IMDb, I'm like, I forget what it is now. It's like A Bug's Life or Ant Bully or Ant Farm. One of those ones where the person was shrunk into a bug. Or with talking bugs or something. But I recognized him as the voice of a beetle. One, sentence. That's Rob Paul.
Yeah.
Yep. Vic Mignogna has a little bit of that, and Crispin Freeman can do that a bit too, where you'll instantly know those two if you almost.
Whenever
Vic less so. I think he's got a little more range, but Crispin Freeman has such a great voice that his range is sort of what you want anyway.
His range is basically he's able to capture inflection really well. It's the same with Vic. Their voice doesn't change, but their character always does. One thing that I'm always doing whenever I watch a Funimation dub is, okay, how long until I hear Chris Sabat's voice? Generally, I don't have to wait long. It's either Chris Sabat or Chuck Huber. More often, it's Chris Sabat, though.
Which will I hear first? But
make a little drinking game with that.
Anyway, getting back to the episode, Beakley gets trapped and knocked out under a train car. We get the shadow, the duck of shadows comes up and it's like, leave her. She's like, no, and she uses her like magic pink glowing
Amulet.
pendant amulet to lift the train and
If
get
Webby's
her out.
assessment of it is accurate, ancient Sumerian amulet.
And just like, chook. It's like,
Since when is Webby ever not accurate?
True.
Everything is
so
about learning.
And Beakley wakes up just as Lena's yoinking her from a falling train. And
Which she lets fall because she doesn't want Beakley to see her using straight up magic.
yeah.
also she lost the magic at a point because she got distracted by something.
Yeah.
The magic was kind of knocked out, so that's why she had to pull Beakley, because crap, I lost my concentration and now it's going to fall on her again and might crush her. So that's why she had to drag her manually, which woke her up. And oh, you saved my life.
This like khaki tape.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
And she's invited for pancakes. Wait, are these pancakes or English muffins covered in syrup?
Pancakes.
Khaki. Pancakes.
not made in the window.
Yes, not made in the window. You don't make pancakes in the window anymore, do you? Where do you make pancakes?
In window.
Huh?
In window.
You don't make them in the window.
Well, I mean, you could, but you wouldn't get them very warm.
No, there was one time I got off work and there was a message from my mom saying, Jack tried to make French toast in the window. And I got home and there was a pot filled with eggs and milk on the windowsill, because we have a bay window, and bread just strewn about, like he was trying to make French toast in the window. And so now, Madra, there's an inside joke with us about window pancakes. Now he makes pancakes on the stove like a big boy, don't you?
No.
Yeah? You don't make them in the window anymore. You use the stove. You make them in a
How
pan.
else do you make pancakes?
In a pan?
On the griddle?
Those are good
That's
pancakes.
true. You could make them on the griddle.
Hey.
Edward Nigma's favorite cooking tool.
You know, if he'd gone into baking instead of riddles, would he be called him the griddler?
Exactly.
Alright. You broke my star.
Anyways, so
Yeah.
we did hear the first of Magica's voice.
Catherine Tate.
Because who else
Who
to be the foil of David Tennant?
For those that don't know, I'm pretty sure you know because we also were Doctor Who here, but Catherine Tate was Donna Noble.
Yes.
The very sasshole that kept the Doctor in check for a while.
Yeah.
Earth Girl. Spaceman.
You ain't mating with me, spaceman. No. I need a mate. Yeah, you're not mating with me.
If you just say friend. Just say friend. It would-
Yeah.
that would have completely solved that entire situation.
The joke wouldn't have landed, and
Yeah, I know.
the song for the lols. You know that. I know that.
Yes.
All of the lols. And a lot of their interaction was mostly just for laughs, especially when they were reunited across a room through two windows.
Yes.
That gag was just incredible.
Jack wants me to make him an adipose costume.
Well, then you can go as dual posies.
Yeah, that's what he wants. He wants to be an adipose too. He wanted to wear mine, but I'm like, that thing is bigger than you are.
Yeah.
You're just going to see a giant fluff ball scooching across the floor at that point.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we've very briefly covered everything that happens in the Terra-firmians episode.
Except for the sort of this reconciliation between Beakley and Lena.
Yes.
There's a little bit of that, which I wonder if that's going to come into play with generally how these things go. She's being manipulated by magic, the duck or whatever.
Yeah.
And Magica Dispel, yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's why you saved her.
yeah, and she's there's something there that she wants from Magica, or there's something there that Magica has over her or something, and then she's going to do something, and then it's going to come up to the point where if she was loyal to Magica, Magica's plan comes to fruition, and if she's not, she doesn't, and Lena turns on her in favor of her friends, her new friends in Webby and the Duck family.
Because friendship is magic.
Yes,
it is.
Well, that's just, I have no idea whether that's true or not. But I'm just reading I'm just reading the characters here, and when a writer does what they did with Lena in this episode, it's usually to set up that she's got to deal with, she's going to betray Magica in some way because of the power of friendship. And this is the stepping stone to that. Again, no spoilers.
Yeah,
I'm just going off
I
of...
will say nothing on that because the fact that I have been giving dark laughter is spoiler.
We already know what's going to happen, so we're not going to spoil it.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. I have not seen it. I am watching it week to week. So anything I say, you can take as not spoilery, just me figuring out what's going on based off of what I see.
Hence,
and that is why we are that is why we are being very careful not to spoil it for you or our one viewer, which is probably you.
I'm not watching it, but yeah. So I mean, yeah, if you hear anything from me, it's guaranteed not to be a spoiler because I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
so,
this is all supposition and hearsay.
Yeah, this is based off of what I'm seeing, general patterns, what I
He's
think
guessing, we're digressing.
Yes.
Yep.
But I think that basically covers everything in this.
And in my case, assassin.
Because you can't spell assassination without sass.
Exactly.
Any remaining thoughts on this one?
No.
I thought it was overall a good episode, but then again, I really love every episode of this show. I have yet to not like one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't love all of them, but I don't dislike any of them.
Yeah, they're all memorable in their own right, which is hard to do for a show, especially one that is a reboot of a beloved classic.
And I think they have done an amazing job getting the characters not only accurate, but surpassing their predecessors.
Yeah, this show is a far cry from the original in all of the best ways.
I actually got one of my coworkers to give it a go.
My mom saw one episode of this show and immediately thought, wow, this isn't crap. This is watchable.
One of my coworkers saw me watching it in the break room to refresh because it's been, 3 weeks since we got around to actually reviewing the episodes. So I wanted to, make sure I was freshened up. And she's like, I was also trying to draw Webby and failing. But the new art style is a bitch and a half. But so she's like, where do you watch that? Because I'd like to watch it with my daughter. And I'm like, I have the entire series, but I could give you a link to it. I haven't gotten to give her a link to it because then we had to start work. But she's interested, and that's the that is the first step.
What's that?
The
Whoa.
first step into a hole that has no bottom.
I think it.
Yeah, some of my friends are still a little
Iffy about
reluctant
the
to be. They're a little iffy about the show in general because of the art style and because of the fact that Huey, Dewey, and Louie are played by adults.
Yeah, but I mean, they play them so well, and so is Webby.
Yeah, I mean,
Although
the fact that the entire cast is played by adults is like, shouldn't the kids be played by kids, or the kids could be played by professional actors who have good comedic timing and delivery?
Although, to be fair, Kim Kikuchi plays the kid better than kids do.
That's true. And they all play kids remarkably well. Those kids act like kids.
Yeah. And they are so well written and so much better written than the originals that they each have their own personality.
Yeah. I mean, there was one instance in the original show where one of the triplets tried to differentiate himself from the other two, and that was one episode, and it was just Louie.
Yeah. Although it's kind of funny because in this time it's Dewey, but spoilers.
And they aren't even trying to differentiate themselves. They're already different enough. And they understand and acknowledge that.
Yeah.
Which is why they were so surprised when they started talking in unison.
Yeah.
I'm picking up two.
Anti-disestablishmentarianism.
I think
That never happens.
I got two.
I wonder how many times at least a couple of those guys have said that phrase.
One.
Oh my.
It hardly ever happens, I swear.
They need to get some of the other doctors in as characters to rival Scrooge. Just because.
Yeah. Well, they do still have a few classic characters to bring in. Although I don't know if they're going to go that route. But I do know that in either this week or next week, we're going to be getting Uncle Feathery, who is going to be voiced none other than Tom Keeney?
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob, yes. Five of those. Yeah, he's going to be voicing Uncle Feathery.
That one. You need that one.
Honestly, good question.
Fun
Huh?
day.
I honestly hadn't heard of Uncle Feathery until I started looking at the DuckTales RPers on Twitter.
Yeah, he is from the comics, I think. He is.
Like Della, then.
Yeah, but you know, what's his name? The lucky cousin.
Gladstone.
Gladstone? Yeah. He's like Gladstone, only the opposite of Gladstone. Gladstone is super lucky. Feathery is.
He has worse luck than Donald?
No, he's not super unlucky. He's kind of like Uncle Joey in Full House.
Yeah.
He's hilarious, basically.
Yeah, he's just really kooky.
Okay. So basically, Donald is... Well, he's the opposite of Gladstone in the luck department, but he's kind of a medium between those two.
Yeah.
With Della's taste for adventure. Or he used to have that.
Not like that.
Yeah, now he has kids to keep an eye on. And he doesn't want them getting hurt.
Wow. Like
But
to
that
like
lets all of his adventuring skills be put to good use.
Yep.
I think. I do think it would be nice to see a little bit more of Donald in the show. Either coming along on more adventures or just doing some more stuff with him. Doesn't even have to
The very
be
first episode of this second season has Donald prominently.
Yes. And it's I'm not gonna say anything. I'm trying.
It's perfect.
It's good.
Let's just say that.
Yes, it is perfect.
And one phrase from that has no connotation. I am not going to explain it at all. Teamwork makes the dream work.
We should have harmonized that.
I do that at work now too.
Anyway, we have been gushing for what, 20 minutes? We should probably move on to the Orville.
We're
Yeah.
out of time basically at this point.
Okay, sorry.
We got 10 minutes left, so
So the Orville happened, and I don't know because I didn't see the episode because I haven't seen the series yet, and I still need to watch that stuff. But yeah, him that words.
Dude,
Orville.
watch it this week and we will talk about it next week because that is my favorite episode.
Majority Report or something like that, I think was the
Majority
name
Something about social media.
of it. Yeah.
To an extreme.
Majority Rule is the title.
What? Majority Rule, okay.
But
Something
anyway,
like that.
I guess that means we can gush about DuckTales a little bit more.
Yeah, yes.
Because
I
Just
think
no
DuckTales.
we've got enough for an episode.